What's up, everybody? Welcome back to RCA. That's RC Abroad with me, Adam. Today, I've got an unboxing for you of this little guy. It's a 1/24th scale two-wheel drive buggy, the Vagrant from WLtoys. As I understand it, this is pretty much a one-to-one replica of the Losi Micro B. Now, I don't have a Micro B, so I don't have one to compare it to. I guess I'll pull a spec sheet for the Micro B and see what's different, what's similar. Right? But let's get it on the bench and see what's inside. So let's start off looking at the box. So we've got a diagram of our radio, shift to fine tuning, reserve function for lighting button. I guess I believe this has the option of putting lights on. Don't know where you'd put that on a buggy, but left and right steering function, switch, cruise control. That's interesting. Press this button, point, accelerate, blah, 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 blah. Have to see how that works. 3-speed change button. This does have a 3-speed transmission, although it's not a transmission. It's just a setting on the electronic little ESC board. Not actually a 3-speed transmission. No gears being shifted. Right? And it has a gyro, apparently, with fine tuning. So I guess you can tune the gyro from the radio. That's nice. On the other side, we got to break down the components. We got a 0-50 high-speed strong magnet brush motor. It is brushed. 3-in-1 gyroscope receiver. Digital 3-wire servo. Powder alloy diffs. It's nice. It's metal diffs. Ball bearings, apparently. That's nice. Carbon steel alloy. Looks like dog bones in the back. Not CVDs, but dog bones. But again, at this price point, what can you expect? Speaking of price, I paid 175 RMB for this on Shenyu, which is about $25, somewhere around there, Chabuduo. Right? So yeah, for $25, you can't really complain about what you're getting. Right? So that's enough for the box. Let's get it open and see what's inside. All right, so let's get this open. All right. I ordered this on Friday, and it got here yesterday, aka Sunday. So nice fast shipping from Shenyu. Oh, it's so small. Let's see. Got the radio down here. So we got the radio here. All right. Feels pretty good. I have really big hands, and it fits my hand fine. Can drive one-handed. Yep, everything's in English. That's nice. Steering trim, gyro trim, DIY light, speed, reverse, CCS. It's cruise control, I'm guessing. Little brake caliper in there. Feels nice. Let's see. We got your standard USB charger. We got a cross key in here, an X key. And these look like shock adjusters. Not calipers. What's the word? Shock clips. Spring. Shock absorber clips. I don't know. Spring clips. Adjustments. Yeah. So these little collars for to stiffen up the suspension a little bit with the springs. And then there it is. Oh, it's so cute. It's so little. I mean, I know it was 1/24th scale, but I didn't know how little it was until I actually got it open. All right. Let's get it off the box. And there it is. All right. GR. Let's see, racing, jeepney. I always enjoy what the Chinese companies put on their stickers and their branding. But from First impressions, very springy. Let's see, yep, dog bones in the back. Nice spinning. Let's get the, let's see, before we get into that, I got the manual here, 1/24 two-wheel drive racing car. All right. Don't drive it under this Mazda Miata, obviously. Manual's in full English with Chinese. That's nice. Nice exploded views. That's a really useful manual. I like that. And everything's in English. Got your extra parts here. So yeah, brilliant. Like that. So let's get this body off here. Let's zoom in. Tiny, tiny body pins. Just one? Yep, apparently. Just pull it up front there. And there we go. It is very, very small. And from what I've seen pictures and videos of the Micro B, it looks identical. Here's the connection for your LEDs, should you put them in, decide to. I don't know where you'd put that on a buggy body, but it's got the little servo here. You got the battery, but it is a 350 milliamp 2S pack. This is the 050 motor, again brushed. All right, little tiny mini servo. Yeah, not much to write home about. I like the simulated carbon fiber chassis on the plastic. That's a nice little detail. Wheels feel nice and sticky, soft. Or excuse me, tires, not wheels, tires. All right, let's turn it on, see what it does. First, we have the radio. So it doesn't come with AAA batteries. At least my box didn't come with them, but obviously everybody should have some laying around. It does take 4. I like these Miniso batteries from a Japanese store, actually, but they're some of the best batteries you can buy at a decent price here in China. All right, so power's on. Now, if it's like anything else, you should turn on the radio first, and then turn on the car. Get your little power switch here. Synced up. So the cruise control, the CCS button here. Focus. This is first gear, full throttle. And then if you push that, finger off the throttle, and it still goes. Then just reverse to stop. Now, it is variable. So say you want to run it low, and finger off the trigger, and there it goes. Low speed. So depending on whatever speed you set it at, it'll stay at that speed. It's pretty cool. And here's your gyro trim. Turn it off all the way down. Nothing. Midway. Here a little bit going, and then let's turn it all the way up. And you can see it kicks in. So the gyro is very nice, seems to work pretty well. Let's turn it down to mid. The reverse button here should reverse your steering. Yes. So, let's see. So, and then your speed setting. Your speed setting obviously So it's 50, 75, and 100, I believe, which the low C also does on the Spectrum radio. But theirs is a switch, I believe, a three-point switch. Whereas this is a button. There's 2 beeps for second speed, 3 beeps for high speed, 1 beep you're back in low. So full throttle low speed, full throttle second speed, that should be 75, and then full speed 100. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking out my channel. Today we did an unboxing and review of this, the WLtoys Vagrant 1/24th scale 2-wheel drive buggy. It's a copy of the low C Micro B. The only differences I can really tell are the shock absorbers. These are just springs, whereas the low C comes with oil-filled shocks. Now, at this size and this weight, I don't personally think oil-filled shocks are going to make that big of a difference in handling. I could be wrong. I've never raced this scale, but it's not a 1/8 buggy throwing all that weight around, right? It's a 1/24th scale, little 2-wheel drive, electric. So personally, I don't think the oil-filled shocks will make that big of a difference, and I'm sure there will be companies making upgrade shocks for this / the Micro B, so I'm sure you can upgrade this with aftermarket shocks and be just as well, and do just as fine for a fraction of the cost starting out of the gate with this. So the low C is 100-ish, I think. This is 25, 30 at the most. I paid 25, 175 RMB here in China. So I assume it'll be similar priced, probably around $30 back home, back west, not sure. But for me, I think you get more bells and whistles, more features with this. You get the gyro, which you can adjust from the radio. You've got the standard 3-speed transmission / gear, 3-speed settings, right? Beginner, intermediate, and advanced, aka I think 25%, 75%, and 100%. My percentages might be off, but something like that. So 3 speeds on here. This one has the cruise control feature, which, granted, don't know how useful that is. I showed you in the video on the desk and outside about how the cruise control works. It's a cool feature. Don't think I'll be using it very much, but at least it's a very interesting neat little feature they put on the radio in the car. It also has LED switch on the radio, and I showed you the 2 jacks, 2 inputs for it on the ESC when we were on the bench. Again, LEDs on a 2-wheel drive track car. Don't know how useful that is, but I guess the fact that they're there and they give you the option is a nice feature. And again, at a fraction of the cost of the Micro B. And then, steering trim and throttle reverse on here. So when it comes to features, bells and whistles, value, bang for the buck, I think this is a much better deal as far as the transmission, the wheels, tires, the chassis, the entire layout of it seems very, very similar to me. Again, I don't have a Micro B to compare it to. I had to go off of the manual and from other YouTube reviews I've seen about the Micro B. And I also don't have a carpet or foam track to go try this out on, so I can't comment on its track worthiness. But I can't imagine it would be much worse than a Micro B because it is pretty much identical, minus the shocks. All right. So there you have it. That's the unboxing and review of the WLtoys Vagrant 1/24th scale. All right. Thanks for checking out the channel today. As usual, like and subscribe. I don't have sponsors. I don't have any companies sending me cars to review. I have to pay for all these things by myself. So anything you can do to help out just by clicking that little bell, the subscribe button, huge, greatly appreciated. All right. Lets me keep making videos for you. All right. So that being said, rock on, stay positive, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.